Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be telling you guys another story time while I put some makeup on to record more content actually for next week. I am breaking out. That's so I do all this skincare, but my skin just quite frankly doesn't care. So this story is about a content creator. So when I started TikTok, I was on anime TikTok. I would make like POVs or like stupid ass shit. I don't know. I would just post anime related content. She ended up following me because she liked my content. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call this person Barbara, by the way. So I was like, okay, you know, this content creator followed me. Let me see what they're about. You know, because I would check who would follow me just because I was nosy as hell. And I would see that other creators would follow me. So then I'd go check out their page. So I followed her back. We got each other's like Snapchat. We followed each other on Instagram. And we started our friendship from there. We would like message every day. And so on and so forth. So long story short, my best friend, Maddie, you guys know her, put her right here. She's gorgeous, I love her, that's my bestie for the restie. So you guys have met Maddie before. If you haven't, well, here you go, you're meeting her for the first time in this video, I guess. So at the time, my best friend, Maddie, she was going to college in New York, and she was like, hey, let's go to New York for Halloween weekend. She was no longer attending college in New York though. I think she switched to like online college somewhere. So she was going back just to hang out with her college friends. She invited me. I was like, okay, I want to meet your friends. Of course I do. Like, I'm sure I'm gonna love them. So we decided to we picked two costumes. She was Tiffany, and then I was Chucky. Our costumes were bootleg. Her friends did Tiffany and Chucky a lot better than us. Like, they outdid the fuck out of us, and they looked so cute, by the way. We were like the bootleg version. I was like Bucky, and she was Biffany. And our second costume, I was a Playboy bunny, typical, and she was a pirate. She made a very cute pirate. So that was our costumes for Halloween weekend. I think we stayed there for like 3 days. We went Friday, Saturday, and I think we went back Sunday. So what is that, like 3 days, 2 nights? Oh my god, I don't remember the name I gave the content creator. Was it Brittany?
Nope.
I don't know. I don't remember the name, but if it wasn't Brittany before, it's Brittany now. So I'm talking to Brittany. I'm like, hey, Brittany, because Brittany lived in New York. And I was like, hey, Brittany, I wish I could see you because I'm taking a trip out there to New York for Halloween weekend with my bestie. And Brittany was like, you know, oh my god, I wish I could see you, because Brittany went to another state for college. I don't remember if it was like Pennsylvania or something, but Brittany was also away at college. So Brittany was not in the state at the time. And I was like, yeah, I wish you had like some sort of break or something so we could meet up. At this point in time, we were friends for like a year or two, so we've gotten pretty close. Now, I will say, don't judge me, y'all. Don't fucking judge me. While me and Brittany were talking, we would like flirt, get a little freaky, because like, why not? Like, you know, we're young. Why the hell not? We weren't like feeling each other or nothing. It was just one of those things to where it's like, you're cute, I'm cute. Why not? We just like be cute. We listen and we don't judge. Anyways, I'm telling Brittany how sad that I'm not going to be able to see them, and we kind of just left it at that. Then I don't remember if it was later that night when I was like asleep, or if it was that morning. But then Brittany texted me, was like, "Hey, guess what?" And I was like, "What?" And they were like, "Oh, my mom's gonna kill me." And I'm like, "What the fuck did you do?" And they were like, "I just bought a plane ticket." And I was like, "What do you mean you bought a plane ticket?" And they were like, "I'm coming to see you. Like, I got a hotel room and everything." I was like, oh, I was ecstatic. I was excited. I was like, oh my god, like that was probably expensive as fuck. Like, next day, that's expensive. So they booked that. I was excited. They were of course excited because, you know, we were friends and we just haven't seen each other. But we had like really good chemistry of our messages and everything. They just seemed really cool. So long story short, again, me and my bestie Maddie, we took a train. We took a train to New York for our Halloween weekend. And we ended up, like, when we got there, we settled in, and then Brittany was going to be there later. Like, her flight was set to land later in the day when we arrived. So we were killing time until that night because we were going to go out to like some clubs and bar hop and like house parties and stuff. So Maddie introduced me to all of her friends in the meantime, so I knew who I was kind of like hanging out with, so they can get a feel of me. They ended up liking me and thinking I was cool. I thought the same of them. I was like, okay, we're all vibing. So anyways, nighttime rolls around and Brittany texts me saying, hey, I'm here, come to my room. And I was like, okay, cool. Yo, I'm going to see. Oh my god. Mind you, me and Maddie were getting ready because we only have like 30 minutes before we have to leave to go to her friend's dorm. So we're rushing and getting ready, and I'm like, okay, Maddie, I'm gonna go see Brittany. I'll be back. Well, that didn't really happen. So I went and, you know, I greet Brittany and everything, and I'm like, hey, we have to leave. We're gonna go to this dorm. I told her the name of the college, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna leave, we can all go together. And then Brittany was like, oh, okay, but you know, I wanna do some things first. I was like, what do you mean do some things? And they were like, well, you know, like what we said over text. And I was like, okay, but we gotta leave, we only have 30 minutes. And by the time we were talking, 10 minutes already like went by. Like we're kind of catching up. I kind of told them the details and stuff, so time was going by pretty quick, and I was kind of like rushing out of there. They just got to the room, so they weren't like dressed or anything. They also wanted a shower because they were on a flight and everything. They were pretty pushy about it though, and like not taking the hint that we had to leave. So I was like, whatever, fine. We had our little moment, but I cut it short because we had to leave. Again, we listen and we don't judge. And then I was like, all right, time's up. We gotta fucking go. We don't have time for this. Alright? So I ended up leaving the room. I went back to me and my bestie's hotel room, because me and my bestie, we were sharing a room, and then Brittany got their own room. So I go back to my bestie, and my bestie was like, hey, what took you so long? We literally have to leave. And I was like, I told her what happened, and she was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, you know, I didn't know that was gonna happen. I'm sorry. And she was like, oh. And then we ended up getting ready and we left. Now, we were annoyed because even after we got ready, Brittany was taking forever. And I was texting Brittany, I was like, hey, we gotta go. And they're like, oh, I'm still not ready, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I literally told you we had this much time. Before they landed, I told them like the plan. And I told them like the time we were gonna leave and stuff. So they just weren't good time-wise. And one thing about me and Maddie is we're very time oriented. So of course that was annoying us because we're like, oh my god, we have to leave by this time. We done told Brittany, and Brittany's just not respecting our time. So my makeup looks like shit because I forgot to put my primer on. I even had it sat out here nice and neat so I wouldn't forget, and I forgot to put it on. So Brittany finally arrives and we're just like, okay, let's bounce. So we go to Maddie's friend's dorm, right? And there's like 4 or 5 girls there, and then one of the girls' boyfriend. He's there. He was really cool. He's just chilling. So Brittany didn't bring their makeup, and mind you, Brittany doesn't know any of these people. I don't even know these people. For some reason, Brittany felt super comfortable asking these people for their makeup. Brittany didn't bring their makeup. Brittany also didn't put any makeup on before they left, which was kind of annoying because Brittany was taking a long ass time, and it's like, with all the time that she took, honestly, she could have just threw something together, and she did not. And then when I asked her, like, she was asking them for their makeup, and I was like, I thought you were just gonna do a natural face. And they were like, oh no, I didn't have time to do my makeup, like, because y'all were rushing me. And I was like, we were rushing you because you should already know the deal. Texted you the plans before, and we were very adamant that we were supposed to leave at this time because we have all these people waiting for us. Now, Maddie's friends were very nice. They're very accommodating. They let her borrow their makeup. But Brittany wasn't, like, nice about it. They weren't like, hey, would you mind sharing your makeup? Oh, hey, would you mind? They're just kind of like, oh, when you're done with that, can I use it? Oh, can I use that? And I was just kind of like, ooh. Even though we're close in chat, of course, when you meet someone in person, it's so much different. So I'm observing to see if their personality matches up their personality when we're like texting, and I am seeing things that I'm not liking, but I'm just kind of like, okay, you know, again, this is our first time meeting, let me not judge like prematurely. Everyone ends up being done with their makeup. We're trying to figure out what places we're trying to hit, because we want to like bar hop, and we want to go to like places in New York, like we want to have a good time. Well, Brittany, because you know Brittany lives in New York, they were suggesting a lot of places like, oh, we should go to here. Oh, we should go to here. You know, I live here. I know all the best spots. Blah, blah, blah. We should do this. We should do this. Oh my God, I had a good time down here. And we're just kind of like, oh, you know, that's cool, but we already had places in mind. And Brittany was annoyed by this. Brittany was not very happy about that. And I was like, well, first of all, this was our trip and you tagged along. Like, I appreciate that you're here, but you weren't planned into this trip. Like, respectfully. Brittany wasn't ecstatic about our ideas, but again, I didn't really care because it's like, you're tagging along with us. We ended up going to a restaurant because some people were hungry. They ate like some chips, something light, and then we ended up going to an apartment party. It was like a rooftop party. One of Maddie's friends knew this other person who was throwing a party at their apartment, but it was thrown like on the rooftop of the apartment. So we were like, okay, cool. It was really fun. It was gorgeous out. You could see all the lights from the rooftop, right? It was a vibe. It was awesome. So at this point, we did pregame before we went out. So I was already a little tipsy. I also took a little bit of an edible before I went out. So I was in the zone. I was ready to partay. Okay, I did not come to play games. All right. So, Brittany also was in the zone too. Brittany was, and like Brittany was feeling it as well. And so was Maddie. But Maddie at this point, you know, Maddie hadn't seen her friends in a while. So Maddie was like, hey girl, I'm gonna go talk to so-and-so. I'm gonna catch up with them. Are you good with that? I was like, girl, I'm good. Yes, I'm here with Brittany. Like, me and Brittany need to catch up and like chill because this was my first time meeting Brittany and I was excited. So Maddie was like, okay, cool, just call me or let me know if you need anything. I was like, okay, cool. Me and Brittany are hanging out in the corner of the rooftop. You know, we're feeling good, we're talking. But Brittany starts talking a little crazy and they're like, oh my God, I can't wait until we go back to the rooms. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, we just got outside. Like, we just showed up to the party. Why are we going back to the rooms? And Brittany was like, because I can't just wait to be in like the room with you and saying all the stuff. And I was like, oh, well, I'm having a good time at the party. Like, I'm having fun. We literally like just got outside. Like, I'm just trying to chill. You know, I'm here mostly for Maddie. You know, I'm trying to vibe and party. But I guess the trip meant something completely different for Brittany because that was like the main thing on their mind their whole trip when they got there. And it's like, I understood we talked about some stuff, but like that wasn't the main focus of like this trip. When we were texting, I made it clear that, hey, you know, I'm on vacation with my bestie. Like, we're gonna party and like have fun. I wasn't specifically looking for anything like that, you know, all in good fun, but that wasn't the point of the trip. Like, again, Brittany invited themselves last minute. I wasn't prepared to do all that. I was literally trying to have a good time with my bestie and her college besties. I was a little thrown off. Brittany keeps pressing up on me and keeps talking like that to me, and I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm laughing nervously. I'm like brushing it off. So I start getting anxious and I'm like changing the subject. I'm like, let's go find Maddie. And then Brittany was like, oh my God, yeah, where are they? They just kind of left us here. And I was like, oh well, Maddie's gonna go hang out with her other friends. And Brittany was like, okay. So I'm calling Maddie. Maddie's not answering. And of course I was annoyed by this because I'm like, oh, safety's a big thing. Like, I started to get worried. I'm like, why is Maddie not answering me? Like, and I didn't know where the friends went. I didn't know where anybody went. I was starting to get like really anxious. I was like, oh my God, like, where's Maddie? And of course I'm annoyed because Maddie's my friend, you know, we came here together. But Brittany was pissed. Like, Brittany was over the top pissed that Maddie was not answering and the other people. And again, like, Brittany does have like alcohol and everything else in her system, but at the same time I was just kind of like, I was like, why are you low-key like more mad than I am? And Brittany starts like cursing, like, where the fuck are they? Why the fuck did they leave us here? What the fuck? What if something bad happened to them? Why the fuck aren't they answering? And I'm like, okay, let's just go find them. We didn't find them. They ended up finding us. And I was like, where did you guys go? And I think Maddie was like, oh, we went to the bathroom and blah, blah, blah. I was just kind of like, okay, whatever. You guys are here. But then Brittany was making like comments towards them, like, oh, you couldn't have told us. Oh, you couldn't have sent us a text, blah, blah, blah. Like being passive aggressive. And Maddie was just kind of like, you know, hey guys, sorry, like, we went to the bathroom, we forgot to text you, you know, that's my bad. And Maddie didn't do that again the entire trip. I always hate doing get ready with me while I'm talking because I'll just completely just not do my makeup and just do a bunch of this. So after that, I was like, you know, I had to go to the bathroom. because, you know, I got a lot of alcohol in my system, and that should be making me have to piss. So I had to pee really bad, and I was just kind of like, okay, Brittany, I'm going to the bathroom. Brittany was like, oh, I'm going with you because, you know, I don't want you going by yourself, blah, 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 for, like, safety. And I was like, okay, period. I thought Brittany was going to stand outside of the door. Boy, was I wrong. So I'm going, Brittany's behind me. I go into the friend's apartment that's having a party on the rooftop. I open the door, and I go to close it. Brittany bum rushes in, picks me up, and, like, throws me on top of the counter. So I'm sitting on the counter, like, confused, like, holy shit, I need a piss. What the fuck's going on? And Brittany starts making out with me. And I'm like, whoa, I need a piss. And Brittany's like, oh, you weren't trying to do something? I was like, I'm trying to piss. I have to pee. So yeah, so Brittany ends up, like, getting out because they realize that I'm serious. And outside the door is Maddie. I think I actually texted her that I had to go to the bathroom because we had that little squabble. So we were, like, texting each other for everything. And she ended up coming down to the apartment to make sure I was good. And that leaves Brittany and Maddie talking to each other. Came back out. And from there, I think we went to the next spot. Now, I don't remember how we got this Four Loko. I don't remember if someone, like, brought it, but I remember there was a Four Loko, which brought me over the edge because I was already feeling good. And someone brought a Four Loko. I was drinking the fuck out of that Four Loko. Maddie was drinking it. I don't remember if Brittany had any, but we were drinking the hell out of that Four Loko. And we were at the bar. I was dancing. Oh, I was having a good fucking time, bitch. I was dancing my ass off. Brittany was dancing with a bunch of strangers. I was dancing with strangers. We were just having a grand old time. And the very last club when we're going home, Brittany kept saying, oh, you know, you should come in my room tonight. You should sleep with me tonight. You should sleep with me tonight. And I'm drunk as hell. Maddie was holding on to me, helping me walk and stuff, because I was, like, staggering a bit. And I whispered, I said, please. I had a bad feeling. I was like, please do not let Brittany take me. Please do not let Brittany take me. Because I know the whole entire time that, you know, we were hanging out, Brittany just kept talking about how much they wanted to be freaky. Brittany was very adamant on trying to, get me. This blush is uneven. Brittany kept saying, you know, oh my god, you should come with me. I'll take good care of you, blah, blah. And I was like, Maddie, please do not let this bitch take me. Maddie kept telling Brittany, no, she's coming with me. Maddie did not let me go. I'm telling you, Maddie had me in a grasp. Maddie was like, no, we have a room, thanks, we're good. Maddie did not. She had me in a hold. She was like, So me and Maddie, we go back to our room, we go to sleep, whatever. Now, the next morning, we were hungover as hell, obviously. We were hungover, we partied, so we were hungover. We get this knock on the door. It's not like a cute little knock, it's like, me and Maddie are like, what the fuck? It's like 7 in the morning. Like, what the hell? I don't remember how early it was, but it was, like, early. And mind you, we were hungover as fuck. Like, we weren't expecting anyone to come to our door. And mind you, we're 2 women in New York. So we were skeptical to open the door. But I was like, who is it? And Brittany was like, oh, it's me. So I opened the door. I'm like, hey, what's up? And, you know, the vibe was a little bit off because I remembered last night. Maddie also remembered last night. And mind you, Brittany had, like, all their bags. That threw me off. I was like, why you got all your shit with you? Brittany was like, hey, you know, my checkout time expired and I'm gonna have to pay to extend it. And I was just kind of like, oh, that sucks. Because again, Brittany tagged along. Brittany was not in our plans, right? And the room was already small. The room we got, me and Maddie, we were rocking with a bunk bed. And then Brittany was like, can I stay with y'all? And me and Maddie looked at each other and I was like, you can sit, we're gonna sleep in, you can sit in the chair. We had like a single chair in our room. Okay, perfect. Oh! So Brittany sits down and puts all their stuff in our room and was just kind of sitting there awkwardly. Brittany gets annoyed and goes, guys, you know, I'm hungry. Like, let's go out and get something to eat. And I was like, again, you know, I'm hungover. I don't really feel like it. And Brittany was like, oh, come on, guys. Like, don't be boring, blah, blah, blah. So me and Maddie are annoyed as fuck. And we just like, whatever, fine. Because Brittany, first of all, it was kind of awkward having someone just watch us sleep. And second of all, Brittany was being annoying as fuck. So we were like, okay, fine. So we go and get ramen. I didn't even eat my food. I was literally sick. I was so sick. And Brittany was like, oh, what's wrong? I'm like, bitch, I'm hungover. Hello? I literally told you that I'm hungover. I'm not feeling well. Brittany's like, oh, feeling bad. Like, oh, you know, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, you're not sorry, bitch. You're not fucking sorry. me and Brittany and Maddie, we ended up taking like pictures. So yeah, we're taking pictures and stuff. Mind you, Brittany has a flight soon, so we are kind of like, hey, don't you want to get like going? And Brittany's like, I want to take more pictures. And we're just kind of like, okay, you know, that's your flight. If you miss it, that's on you, right? That is entirely on you if you miss your flight. We kept prompting Brittany like, hey, you should maybe head back. Brittany, literally, when Brittany leaves, they're like running. They're literally running to get their stuff. They're rushing out of the hotel and everything. And me and Maddie were just kind of like, okay, you know, hope you make it. Like, because we did prompt Brittany. And after Brittany leaves, me and Maddie, we take a breather. And we're just kind of like, okay, you know, finally we can have us time. You know, we partied. Me and Maddie can spend some time together. We can rest. We think we're good. Tell me why the fuck Brittany texted me and was talking about some, hey, I think I missed my flight. I was like, damn, that's crazy. You know, that sounds like it sucks. You know, sorry. And Brittany was like, well, I'm not mad about it because that means I can room with you and have an extra day with you. And I was like, with who? I was like, Brittany, respectfully, this trip was for me and Maddie. Like, I want to spend the rest of my trip with my best friend. Like, this was supposed to be our trip. I had fun with you when you were here, but that's that. And Brittany was kind of like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't like that Brittany invited themselves. Why did they just think that they would automatically stay here and not ask or anything? So I told Maddie what happened, and Maddie was like, I feel like they missed their flight on purpose. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, elaborate. And Maddie was like, well, when you went to the bathroom, Brittany was telling me how you were the one for her. Like, they really thought that you were the one for them. And I was like,
what?
And Maddie was like, yeah, I didn't tell you because I didn't want to like ruin the vibe, but Brittany seemed like obsessive. It's starting to sound like Brittany missed her flight on purpose to have more like time with me, because again, all Brittany wanted us to do was some freaky stuff. So I think that's what Brittany was trying to accomplish with that like extra day. I didn't even tell you all about this. I forgot about this. So on the way back from the clubs, like when we were deciding we were going home, me, Brittany, and Maddie, we actually took a train back because we were in the same hotel, right? So we went on a train. Me and Maddie, we were like giggling and we were like playing around on the train. Brittany gave Maddie the stankiest side eye I've seen in my life. Like, and Brittany was just kind of like looking Maddie up and down and like giving her like a stank look like this.
Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky.
And I peeped it and I was like, what the fuck? So when me and Maddie went to the hotel, I was like, Maddie, did you see how Brittany was looking at you? And Maddie was like, yeah, it looked like she was jealous. And I think Brittany was jealous of Maddie because we were close the whole time. Like, the only time that me and Maddie were apart was that time on like the rooftop where Maddie went to go hang out with her friends, but we were stuck to the hip otherwise. That's just how we are. Maddie's my girl. That's my bitch, my ride or die. Brittany just really didn't like that, and the whole time, again, Brittany was trying to get me alone to do something freaky with me. The whole trip was a whole ass fucking mess. So after all that, and Brittany, I don't know how Brittany ended up getting home. I don't know if because Brittany lives in New York, so their mom is in New York, so I don't know if Brittany went home to stay with the mom and then went back to college or what. I didn't know. I didn't really care. I was just over at this point, and Brittany figured it out. And then Brittany texts me and was like, hey, because I haven't texted Brittany after that last message, after Brittany was trying to pull a fast one to stay with us. And Brittany was like, hey, is everything good between us? Like, you haven't been messaging me, or the vibes feel kind of off. And then I just kind of told Brittany what I was feeling. And Brittany did not like that very much. And honestly, it is what it is. When Brittany asked why the vibes were off and everything, I let Brittany know everything. I let Brittany know that the friends didn't like Brittany, like what I thought was weird, that how Brittany was treating like Maddie on the train. I let Brittany know everything, and Brittany did not like that. We ended up exchanging some words, and then Brittany blocked me, and I was like, okay, that's that, whatever. That is the end of the story.
Finally!
It was a long one, but it was a crazy one, and I think I got everything. I don't know. Maddie's gonna see this video and she'll tell me if I left anything out. Maddie, if I left anything out from that crazy story, let me know. I hope you guys liked my yapping session. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all. If you like the video, like it. If you don't. I hope y'all have a good day, and I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Bye.